This is a special episode of the Master of One podcast. We are all here on this bench.
Amazingly still up on the bench.
The bench, we've got to do this very quickly because this bench may not support us much longer. It's already not supporting Luke fully. So we just got back from a 2-day whirlwind in Austin at Mondocon, and we're not going to say much. We're going to do a quick recap here, but then we're going to let you guys hear from people who are on the floor, artists, vendors, incredibly talented people, and hear from them about how Mondocon went. But real quick, Patrick, what was your general feeling and vibe of Mondocon this year?
Weirdly, more chill. It's a great event. Obviously, people are excited. Amazing artists. I think even higher caliber work than what we saw last year. But at the same time, it felt like steady the entire time. It didn't feel like there was this big burst of energy or burst of craziness and then dwindling to nothing. It felt like it was, again, just steady, great work and great people, atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it was weirdly more relaxed, even though across the board the caliber was higher.
Yeah.
Me. It was great. I mean, I think you said it already. It's just the caliber was already stepped up. It seemed like, and we heard this, and you'll hear it in a second. A lot of people were saying so and so leveled up, or so and so turned the switch on, or it seemed like a lot of these artists that we've seen over the past year, something clicked for them in their style or the properties they got. A lot of people just hit a bunch of home runs or really came into their style. If things were new maybe, or if they were just kind of creeping into the scene, they've kind of come into their own and really let themselves go. And so it was a lot better art, and so there was a lot more response, I think, from the crowds. Yeah. It was a new venue this year. It was really awesome for everybody to be in one room. The panels area was cool. I thought it was kind of weird that the audio bleed from the panels was going into the main room, but it made you remember that stuff was also happening. So that was a cool part of it.
And it's all right there.
Right. They had the game test of the Thing game, which was awesome to see people back in the little corner playing some games. You heard cheering and hollering and people have a good time.
It's back there.
The Mondocon store line was forever long the first day.
So that's the thing that leveled up this year.
Today you could just walk in whenever you wanted, basically. You could just go in and get anything.
Well, it's because most of the stuff was...
Everything was sold out.
There's nothing left. But
if all you wanted was a 3X t-shirt, you could find it.
If you wanted a 2001 poster, you messed up.
Yeah, you messed up.
But man, it was really awesome. It was cool to talk to people, and it was weird that most of the people recognized the name of the podcast.
Right.
That feels weird still. Yeah. It was really cool, humbling kind of thing.
Well, it's good seeing our friends. I think that's the biggest thing.
Friends,
Since, because we've been doing this a bit over 3 years now, and so we've made a lot of friends, and last year was our first Mondocon, so it's kind of our first dive into that group of people, right? There's a certain group of people that follow each one of these events, and so to get introduced to a lot of people last year, to be able to build a relationship over the past 12 months, and then to go back and get to hang out this year was just it's just a cool experience.
Yeah, I would agree with all that stuff. The community, it feels more like we're part of that community now, which is good. It's a bit of a tough nut to crack sometimes.
It felt, the first year maybe felt like a cool contest. It felt like we were kind of not quite into the circle.
And I wouldn't even say that it was an intentional contest, but it's just that it's such a deeply ingrained community already. Right. But it feels like we're more a part of that now. More people are noticing that we're kind of a staple in that, and they're getting used to seeing us. It's not as much of a surprise.
Right.
Which is great. It's a great feeling. But other than all that stuff that you guys mentioned, which I agree with 100%, the panels this year were great.
Yeah, man.
They really did up their game on the panels. The way that they approached them and what they talked about this year was phenomenal.
Yep.
Man, they're doing some great work. There's a lot of cool stuff getting ready to come out over the next year. That some stuff they made us some stuff you'll see, some stuff we have footage of, and some stuff we're not allowed to talk about yet. But it was really cool to be a part of that. And overall, Mondocon killed it this year.
One bad thing.
Air conditioning.
Oh my gosh! It was, in fact, I had this great shot.
Texas is hot.
I know, but it wasn't the venue, and so I had this great shot where partway through day one, there's just stacks of like a few dozen box fans and like people like unboxing them and running them out to booths and stuff like that. So
that's the other thing. You'll hear more about this in the coming talks with the people in the booths, but the level of service that Mondo does to the vendors, to the artists, to the people in line, like,
it's not just quality control with their artwork and with their product.
It's quality control. It's they put the level of excellence they do into the product they put out into the, I guess, product they put out of a conference. Like,
it's just it's another product that just doesn't need.
Everybody was on point. All their helpers. Nobody had to ask questions. We didn't really have many questions because everything was very
pretty well laid
explained.
out.
The signage was awesome.
Patrick loved the bathrooms.
Right, he loved the bathroom.
Day one.
But even all the volunteers knew what to do, where things were. If you asked questions, they knew they could answer those questions quickly, and nobody was like, "Oh, let me check on that for you." It was all, "Yes, this. Oh, it's right here," or whatever, and that was really cool. Just a great experience.
So we look forward to it next year. There's going to be some cool stuff. Oh, one thing I will say, we got to be involved in the Mondo Live again this year, which was last year they had Jock and Ollie Moss and Jay Shaw. And they put together a gold fingerprint. We talked about that. You can go back. There'll probably be a link below this, right, Patrick? If you're watching this on YouTube, of the episode where we did recap Mondo.
Who's to say?
You. And then, but this year they had Alan Hines, Jay Shaw again, but Becky Cloone. And
not to be confused with her sister Debbie.
Yeah, not Debbie Cloone. But they did a Beetlejuice print and designed it kind of live in front of us, and Becky kind of spearheaded the whole illustration portion of it, and then the other two kind of collaborated on the concept.
Well, it was crowdsourced concept.
Well, it was all crowdsourced, so it's really cool. But this year, one thing that they're going to do, they're pushing to get it actually printed. So next year they're going to.
It's not a guarantee, but they're trying really hard. They're going to try
really hard. But Becky did a drawing of Lydia from Beetlejuice, which is Winona Ryder, and I was able to get my hands on it. So it's the original drawing that they're using to kind of bring this whole piece together. It's great. I'll post a picture of it on Instagram once I get it framed and everything. But man, it was a great time. It's you'll see from the people. People really enjoyed it. So without any further ado, listen to what they had to say. All right, so we're at Mondocon. We're at day 2 of Mondocon, right? So it's a little bit quieter this morning.
I don't know. It feels like everyone's more excited.
Okay, so that's a good start.
We just got here, so we may have missed that.
Yeah,
sorry.
It seems quieter to us, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We're at the 59 Parks.
59 Parks National Retrospecticus.
The National Retrospecticus. So, what is it that you have found at Mondocon this year has been like the thing that everyone's kind of clamoring about?
Well, everyone's super stoked because our Mesa Verde poster just came out.
Okay, so it debuted at the con?
It is, yeah. This is the first show we have it up. It's been online, I think, for a couple of days now, but this is the first time we've had it hung up. So we're stoked on that.
How many parks have we done so far? We're like, it's peppered in here.
We're probably about 40-ish, maybe.
Okay, so we're getting close.
We're getting close. And everyone also is really excited because a lot of the artists that have done some of the parks, they're all here. So
do you hope that they christen new national parks? That way you don't have to stop at 59.
No, there's so much stuff in the park service to do after this too. So we're just focused on the national parks and
fingers crossed,
keeping that going, and then people, still loving it this far in. So it's really good.
This is great. So, is there anything on the floor that you coming here and you've walked around that you said you can't leave the con without having?
Oh gosh, I wanted to get. Let's see. Well, I wanted to get. I already have a Draplin Space Shuttle poster, but I want another one.
Well, naturally, in case you wear that one out.
Yeah, and there was. Fox and the Hound print that I wanted to get. I believe it is gone now.
Oh.
That Tegan White did. That was really nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah.
Had to check out the Wolverines down there, but yeah, no, there's a lot to get. A lot that's gone, but there's still so much to get.
So much to get.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us, and man, Mondocon, right?
Yes, it's great.
That's it. All right, we're with Bart Kibbles. Bart Kibbe from Industry Print Shop. Holy crap. I mean, you've had a busy week.
Incredibly busy
There's
week.
been so much going on, but tell everybody what you've been doing here at Mondocon.
Mondocon, we got a booth here printing live shirts for the Mondo Burger shirts. Also their vinyl shirt, that's a little pet peeve, that vinyls shirt.
Yeah.
It's vinyl records. You don't buy pages when you go book shopping. But, we got that. We got our industry editions up on here on sale, and of course, we always pimp out industry merch real hard.
Absolutely. You guys did all of the shirts for the volunteers.
Yeah, all the volunteers running around in yellow shirts with a little buddy on the back of it.
Those have been great. Those shirts have been super fun. I think they've been well received. That's been good. So what at MondoCon? So you've just come off of being at the pop-up crop that you guys helped put on, and had that whole event there. MondoCon. What's different between those events? Like what is it that you look forward to when you come to MondoCon every year?
The level of nerdiness.
Okay. Just live into the nerd a little bit more.
Just keep getting nerdier and nerdier.
Okay.
Design nerd to poster nerd to like movie nerd to horror nerd to vinyl nerd. You know, it just gets nerdier and nerdier. It's awesome.
I love it. And so each year it gets bigger and bigger. How many years have you been?
This is our third year.
Okay, third year. What's different from this year that's ever been? Besides the venue.
The venue's much better. I love this venue. As far as different, it's like, I think the artists diversify a lot every year.
Yeah.
It gets more and more diverse. The lines keep getting longer. That's good for them.
That's true.
It's good for Mondocon. The panels are increasing a lot. I like the panels. Getting a lot more of that stuff going on. What else is kind of different that I enjoyed this year?
You have a little more space.
Yeah, more space.
So that's great.
That's more space. The first year we did it, we brought like the industry print shop. We brought our automatic press. We did all this. We went crazy with it. It was intense.
Yeah.
So we toned it down.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. It's a hand pull.
It's a hand pull. But we were doing live printed posters. We were like,
oh man,
it looked like it was
sounds like a lot of
print
fun
shop.
though.
Yeah.
It sounds like, so okay, we're on the con floor. You're surrounded by thousands of pieces of artwork. What's the one piece that you've seen that you're like, I can't leave this floor without taking it home with me?
And I haven't done my shopping yet. I only do it like, I just kind of breeze, but I dig in at the end when I'm like done and I've got money in my pocket.
You binge it.
And I go in there.
What do you have your eyes on?
Man, I like finding the new people.
Okay.
I always find some Tegan last year. That's when I got turned on to her last year.
Yes.
And I bought some shit from her.
She's great.
I'm gonna try to find a new person this year.
Okay, you're gonna try to find a new person. Okay. Well, that sounds great. We'll circle around. Maybe we'll give you some hints when we get back.
Oh yes, thanks.
All right. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here with Mo Shafiq, and he is in charge of all of the music stuff with Mondo. And seems like you've been like cranking it up to 11 these past like year and a half. You've just been churning stuff out left and right. But we're at the Mondo Music booth here, and so what has been different this year with your approach to music for MondoCon than maybe years past?
Well, it's a big mix of everything. I mean, honestly, we found that it needs to be a big mix of like the mainstream and sort of the niche to satisfy all walks of life who come through this place. So something as mainstream and huge as Danny Elfman's Batman Returns is super important, but also a holy grail for us, Suspiria, is sort of like a blessing where we're in this moment of our lives where we're going to chip away at some of our like favorite movie scores of all time, like hands down. I mean, not for nothing. Last month I got to do Josie and the Pussycats, which is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. So Suspiria, Josie and the Pussycats, very polar opposites, but they are also very holy grails for us in a large way. But here, we also like to premiere a lot of the more eccentric stuff that we do.
Right.
So like whether it's Portal, which is like a very interactive record, including and then Dust Witch, which is this really great band from Massachusetts that Daniel Danger discovered along with Spencer, and we became obsessed with. It's really nice to like sort of we brought them to Austin. They played a show on Friday night.
Oh, sweet.
And they're playing a closing night party, and it's just really fun to like I don't know. We always like to do a little bit of live music here at Mondocon, so it's like I said, it's a nice mix of everything.
Yeah, it's great. It feels like it's becoming a little bit more of a festival as opposed to just being, a convention where you can buy stuff. So talk to us about Portal, because I bought it yesterday. Got home, opened it up, and there's a bit of a puzzle, which is great because it totally fits the mood of the game. What was the inspiration for that? Like, how did you come to that conclusion to do that kind of packaging?
Well, there's this design wizard named Alan Hines who has been our safety net for titles that we are just like baffled as to how to approach, because he also did Fight Club, he did Anomalisa, and this is his new baby. Basically, he came to it from the approach of like, okay, you can't really out clever the game, so you need to like sort of meet it on its level and have fun with it. And he had this idea. He was like, oh, it's a magic wallet. Basically, you can, when you hide something and then it reveals on the other side. He was like, what if we do that where the portal shows up when you open it on the other way? And from there, it was just like, duh, oh my god, like how do you come up with that? And so we brought it to the people at Valve, who were very trusting with us, and they were just like, that's brilliant, like, go ahead. So, a lot of times you always worry that like with Fight Club, that you're gonna go to someone and be like, this is our idea, it's a record that you have to like tear in half in order to get into it, and like someone's gonna be like, but everyone's been really trusting with us, and then it comes with years and years of having been doing this for so long that like people now look to us and be like, well, yeah, we trust you because like people seem to be into what you're doing. So as long as your fans aren't mad about it, then go right ahead.
Well, after like things like Kolb's Home Alone piece and the Anomalisa piece, I think at this point you have carte blanche to kind of just play and have fun in that sandbox, and people trust you.
Oh, there's a certain level of trust that needs to be met halfway. Alan was joking about, because we did this Grand Piano 7-inch a couple of years ago. It's a movie called Grand Piano. It's an audio recording of a thing called The Unplayable Piece, and his initial idea was to make it a record that didn't have a hole in it, so you couldn't actually play it, and that was a step too far. we had to put that. Elise would be like, okay, Alan, I love you, but that is the step too far where people go like, what are you doing?
Okay, yeah, that's that. Then maybe other than that, you've got pretty much carte blanche. So with the music that's surrounding us, what is it that you're most excited about that maybe is the unsung hero of the con that maybe people haven't been lining up for hours to get, but is the piece that you think people need to have in their hands?
Oh man, I actually haven't been able to walk the floor too much because we've been so busy here, but I'm really happy Waxwork came back. Waxwork are one of my favorite record labels out there. They did some amazing stuff. Their Exorcist, Justin Erickson.
Looks great.
I mean, we work with Justin Erickson a lot too, and anytime he does anything, I'm always just like blown away. Elevate something that like like the Exorcist soundtrack, like I could find that, but like his version of the Exorcist soundtrack, I'm just like, I love it. It's just so good. And the same thing with The Thing. Like his Thing artwork is so good. Brave Wave came in from Japan, a really like underrated label that's like up and coming right now, doing a ton of video game stuff, but also solo albums by people who have made video game scores, which is sort of how we approach the film music world. Like we work with a lot of composers who do film scores, but we release some of their stuff that has something to do with film work.
Sure.
So they're doing the same thing in the video game space, and I think that's really special.
Yeah. Man, that's great. So one final question: what can we expect over the coming year from Mondo Music in terms of maybe video games, like movie properties, things like that you can talk about?
There's a couple of things that I could talk about, only because I've already sort of teased or announced them, but one of the things that didn't make it this year was we were doing Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia, which is like one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. And that's not hyperbole. Like that's like one of the things that got me into film music, obsessed with film music, because it's both Amy Mann doing pop songs and John Bryan's like beautiful score. And our release is going to be the first combination of both of those.
Great.
It has all the content from the movie. We're doing that later. We'll maybe doing that early in 2018. It was going to be a Mondocon title, but there was just too much going on.
Too much other great stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't want it to get lost, so we're going to do that early next year. And I teased this on the panel, but I think next year we're going to be doing the soundtrack to a video game called Katamari Damacy, which is one of my favorite video game soundtracks. It's like this incredible like J-pop, like I don't know if you've ever heard the game before. I'll give you the elevator pitch. You're the prince of the universe. Your father, in a drunken night, accidentally wiped all the stars out of the sky. He's the king of the universe. So he sends you to Earth with a little ball called a Katamari.
Oh, I have seen this. Okay,
roll around and you collect things on Earth to make new replacement stars. It's super like low-key morbid because you're like rolling over people and cats and dogs
killing people
to make new stars.
But it's super cute.
But yeah, it's super cute, and the soundtrack is incredible. Like seriously, it is the wackiest, most like inventive, like I've never heard anything like it, and it's like one of those games that if you played it, one of the things you remember immediately is like those songs, because they, like every video game, they loop, but they're pop songs, so you think you get sick of hearing like a pop song looping, but it's like 17 just really incredibly inventive J-pop songs that like fit the vibe of the game all over the map, and so good.
Man, that's awesome. Well, thanks for taking time. I know it's been a busy time, and enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, dude. We were on the con floor at Mondocon with the exhibitors and with our good friend Dan from Landland. I mean, just take a look at all of this stuff. He's just good. What is it about Mondocon that maybe is different than any other kind of print convention that you go to, or any other thing like that?
Structurally, it's set up better than anything else that we ever go to.
Okay.
Like the Mondo staff and like all the volunteers and everything, it is so well run. And I mean, we feel spoiled the entire time we're here. There's like food runners like bringing us lunch, and there's
It's good to be the king.
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday there was a person like running around making change for people, like just converting 20s into 5s.
That's awesome.
Which is like unheard of. Like usually when we get into town, the first thing I do is like, where's a bank? You know, and then have to, do that. But no, it's really nice. And also like, I mean, frankly speaking, like we're, there's sort of like a fishbowl thing going on. Like, we're in with like these like real big dogs. You know what I mean? Like it's so nice and inspiring to see like artists that we've looked up to forever, and like we all have these like 10 by 10 booths, and like everybody's like real approachable.
Yeah.
And also like the people that are coming through. I like being in situations like music festivals where like we are talking to people who are completely uninitiated with like anything that we're doing. But here it's different because I feel like even like someone like us, like people are well versed in like what we're doing, and they come in and they're just like, that's new. I mean, it sort of like cuts through.
It's a little bit like a family reunion, and people are coming up and getting caught up, as opposed to being informed as to who you are.
Yeah. Which I mean, both things are cool, but like this is unique to this.
This is a vibe. So what do you think about the new venue?
I like it a lot. I like that we're all in the same room.
Yep.
There's air conditioning concerns, but I haven't been bothered by that at all.
I was gonna say I feel like I'm player 3. I was gonna say the biggest thing I noticed maybe from yesterday morning to now is that box fan right behind you.
That's the other thing. Like going back to that first thing, they ran around and gave us all box fans, and I think they went to like Home Depot and bought them.
Oh, there was a huge stack.
There was like 10 volunteers unboxing and assembling these box fans yesterday.
And that's like not to disparage like these other things or whatever, but like a lot of times when that stuff is happening, the response is just like,
Yeah.
And with this, it's like they're like, well, let's get a van together and we'll go fix whatever problem.
Yeah, it's been great. Okay, so your work is astounding. We all know that. Literally everybody knows that. Nobody doesn't know that. But what is it outside of your booth that you've seen as you've walked around from some of these people that you admire, or maybe from some new players that you can't leave the convention without walking away?
I mean, the Vacuum did a thing where they released 4 T-shirts, and I think they're all amazing and wonderful.
Okay.
I'm not unbiased in that. Like those are our people. Those are our people.
Yeah.
I have not walked around a whole lot, so like most of the stuff, it's like I know what friends have been up to.
Sure.
Like like Mike Mitchell has a pile of stuff, but you can't get next to his booth because there's a line until 7 p.m.
Yep.
A couple of the people that are like newer, like Justin Santora is a good friend of ours. I feel like he's underrated. Is that the word?
Yeah. The unsung hero.
The unsung hero. He's over there. Like his work is phenomenal. I don't know, Caroline. Who's good at this?
At what?
Like, what is the piece
Who are
that
the
you want to
birds?
walk away with?
I haven't walked around at all yet. I know, that's
we
my
are
task
hard workers.
today.
We are
believe
diligently slaving away in the
I
booth.
believe that. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll let you off the hook, and we'll let you walk around later afterwards.
Yeah.
But thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Of
Hopefully
course.
the con has been incredible to you. You've been great to it.
This has
So,
been great, and it's awesome to see you guys again.
Yeah, dude. Well, we'll
guys-
talk to you again
You guys
soon.
descended on our booth, and
I know.
I was like,
Right.
it's these guys!
What is that shadow?
I know,
It's
it's like
awesome.
an eclipse just coming in. You're like, well, I guess
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to talk to him because we're literally cornered.
Right. Right.
So,
Well,
dude,
yeah.
always a good time to chat with you.
Yeah, you too. I'm gonna hug you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm Midwestern.
We are back at the Mondocon floor, and we're talking with our good friend Daniel Danger over here, and the tiniest of media empires. And I mean, your booth is always just a showstopper because you've got like this amazing backdrop that is honestly it's breathtaking, and then you take it and you cover it up with other breathtaking things.
Yeah.
So
and I feel bad that I've covered it up because the backdrop's really cool and no one can see it.
Yeah.
It's okay. We all know it's there, so that's really what matters. So last year you brought us the Ouija board, the
Yep.
fun, cool, unique piece. What did you bring this year to Mondocon?
I brought my new print, which is sort of a sister print to my release from the very first Mondocon.
Ah, okay.
So it's kind of there's a pairing of sorts here. And so this is my kind of big new release. And then I brought the collaboration, like a keyline edition of the collaboration I did with Aaron Orkey, which is giving me stress nightmares every day.
Well, you started that last year, right?
Yeah, we actually started that, I think, June of last year.
Jeez.
And I worked on it for a while, then I gave it to him. He had it for quite some time, got back to me, I worked on it some more, kind of trading things back and forth.
It's
So-
decently
It's kind of
intricate.
detailed. Yeah, it's a little
there's
bit.
quite a bit going on there. So what's been different about this year for you than years past? This is like year 4 for you?
4 for me.
You've
I've done
been here to all-
everyone, yeah.
Every single one.
I mean, it's different by nature. The convention is different every year, and I never quite know how to plan for it. And I recognize, like, the convention's it's still on its training wheels to a certain degree, and it's still kind of finding its way. So, like, every year is a little bit different. And, like, I realized that I should have brought more archive stuff this year. When I brought archive stuff last year, no one really cared. But now, everything's gone. Like, what's on the wall is what I have. Like,
Really?
the
Do you
boxes are
find
empty.
that is different every year of what people want? And
Yeah,
goes in
100%.
shifts?
Because the first year I had 5 new print releases,
Yeah.
and they were all gone. I had a
Right.
4-hour line. Then the second year, I was like, I need 5 more releases, and then everyone bought one of those 5,
Right.
Because everyone else had stuff. Because it was
Right.
like everyone kind of like, oh, I have to bring tons of stuff to the show.
Right.
So then last year, I pared down. Or the third year, I made like the Ouija board set
Yeah.
and had like 2 releases.
Yeah.
Everyone bought one in the Ouija board. So I was
Right.
like, and everyone ignored the archive stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then this year, everyone's going after the archive stuff,
Right.
and I'm selling the 2 new prints, like boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So I don't know how to. I don't know how to
there's no
plan
rhyme
for
or
this
reason.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the audience changes every year. New people are coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, even just looking at like the stats of my like Square reader,
Yeah.
it was like 90% of my customers had never bought anything from me before, which
Wow.
is like interesting.
Yeah, that
that's
is
really
interesting.
cool.
I wonder how much of that, how much do you take into consideration booth placement? Do you think that matters as much here as it does at maybe other cons?
Well, I mean, at Mondocon 2, I had a terrible booth spot. I was like tucked in the back, facing a wall, and people didn't even know I was there. Versus like a corner booth where like you're seeing me from whatever aisle you come down, which
Yeah.
is great. And my parents, like I grew up doing shows like this with my parents who did pottery, and they would do these big like arts festivals.
Yeah.
So like. Even as like, if you ask 10-year-old me, what's the best booth, what's the best kind of booth to have? Oh, like, oh, you want a long corner that you could stretch out in.
Right.
You know, I knew that. So like, I'm happy here. I'm right in the
Yeah, you
center.
got it.
I can see everyone.
You've got it.
Good
Well,
exposure.
what is, we've been asking this question to people, and we've been getting a similar answer from everybody in that they've been so busy with their booth, they've not seen a lot of other stuff. But given you've seen other stuff, is
Yeah.
there a piece around here that you, from any other artist that's maybe an old timer who you just love, a good friend, or a new person that you've never met before,
Yeah.
there's a piece that you've seen that you're like, oh, I need to have that piece?
Well, I rushed down here yesterday, and I wasn't even done setting up yet, but I ran over there and got a Woodson's 2001.
Nice.
Because
Okay.
that is probably a top 5 Mondo release of all time.
Yeah.
I bought that, and I got the Jaws 2 poster, even though no one actually likes Jaws 2. But I'm kind of slowly building a Jaws room in my house.
Okay.
nice.
So I need to complete it, because Mondo gave me Laurent's first Jaws poster as a wedding present, which was like...
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So I'm kind of like building out that wall, and I got the Phantom City one. But yeah, his 2001 was really kind of like the star of the show for me this year.
It's great.
Yeah, my wife and I bought a couple pieces from Landland for the house.
Nice.
They're always a winner. Right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go wrong with Landland.
Yeah, I mean, I have to kind of like keep the art purchases down a little ways because I
Right.
can't go as nuts as.
I mean,
Right.
welcome to the club. That's kind of how it happens
that's the
for
world we
everybody.
live in.
Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us, and man, keep busting out great work, and we love it, dude.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, man. Awesome. Thank you. Got this.
We're here with the man, the myth, the bearded legend, Mitch Putnam of Mondo and Vacuum fame, and posters and toys, and what other 15,000
OMG posters.
OMG posters.
He does everything.
Yeah.
You're just the guy who knows how to do things. So, specifically standing in front of the vacuum booth, where you guys have been churning out some incredible stuff. You've had a line like never ending the entire con so far. What has this Mondocon been like that's different from years past?
I think the space makes the entire dynamic a lot different. So it used to be that everyone flowed into one room and sort of decided where they wanted to go, and now it's a split where you can either go to the Mondo booth or you can go to the rest of the convention. And so I think that it's more of instead of a stampede, it's been more of like everyone goes through the Mondo line and then kind of comes through as they exit that line. So I feel like the entire dynamic of the convention is a little more relaxed and less likely to be like a Black Friday trampling situation. But I really like the new space, and I feel like it's a change for the better.
A change for the better. So with the vacuum specifically, you guys are based out of Minneapolis?
Yep.
Okay, so talk to us about the artists who come with you and set up and all of the great things you're doing there.
So generally, we've brought more artists. We just had a show in September that brought a lot of the international artists over, so that was hard to get them over twice. And then a couple of the American artists couldn't come either, so we have me and Mike Sutphin come down from Minnesota. Randy Ortiz is here from Canada. Tegan White is here in a different booth, and Jessica Seaman is here in a different booth. So it kind of depends on the year, it kind of depends on availability, but we always try and bring as many of them together as possible, and that sort of also helps dictate what we release.
Awesome. Well, okay, so you've had a chance to look around, you've walked around, you've been part of planning this thing. What's the piece or pieces that you just can't leave this convention without walking away with?
I mean, I feel like the star of the show this year is Matthew Woodson. His 2001 poster for Mondo, his things in his own booth. If there's like a person you want to bet on for the future, it's Matthew Woodson. I feel like he's made a major level up this year. Matt Ryan Tobin, I feel like, has made a major level up this year. In fact, I think the first people in line were looking for his Ernest Scared Stupid poster.
Really?
Is what they were here for.
Oh
so
my goodness.
You never know.
That was a great piece, though.
It was really good.
It was really good. All right, well, we'll let you get back to it.
Wait, I have one question. Though.
Okay.
We have the Rob Jones pin this year.
Yep.
Do we get the matching Mitch Putnam?
That's a good question.
Ask Matt Taylor. See if he can make it happen.
I will make a pitch for it, and next year I'll make a pitch for Putt.
And then you can just tell people it's you too.
Yes, it'll work. Hey, it works on both levels. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
We're on the floor at Mondocon with one of our favorite peoples from overseas, and he's the man. The man.
The man.
We're in Texas. You have to add a twang to everything you say. We're with Matt Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
He's the guy, the guy with the shoes, the guy who knows how to roll. So tell everybody. I mean, you've had kind of a nice setup here.
We're in a weird lull right now.
Yeah,
it seems like
it's kind of chill.
Yeah.
It's calmed down a little bit. The initial rush has gone out of the way. It's nice at the moment. It means you can talk to people and chat about the prints, and like as great as it is first thing in the morning on the Saturday when everyone's coming in and just buying and buying. Like I really like talking to people who buy the prints. And, well, like thanking them aside from anything else because like they're keeping me off the street or from having to take jobs that I don't want to.
Exactly.
So it's nice on a Sunday when someone can come in and we can chat about the work, and you know. It's cool to have there's lots of guys here who seem to be sort of like into illustration or kind of like maybe starting out in it, and you can have a little chat about the process, and they can ask about the screen printing, and I can tell them to go and speak to Dan Danger because he knows everything, I know nothing.
Exactly,
but yeah, it's
But you do know something about color. I mean, one quick cursory glance of your booth implies that color is your friend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's my friend insofar as I use orange, and then I use blue, and then use turquoise, and then I use orange again.
That's great.
And then pink, and then maybe some more turquoise, and then some blue. And it's kind of, I feel like a bit of a phony because I don't think anyone's quite cottoned on to the fact that I only have about 6 colours that I use.
That means you're a pro.
It's working.
It's
working.
It means I figured out the shortcut of what works.
So last year you were at Mondo and you were busy, but not to the level you are this year. What do you think changed?
I think last year I did more kind of like purely from a business point of view. I had more kind of web sales during the year, and this year I've been sitting on everything I did to bring it here. So like Aladdin and Lion King, they were out in April, I think. The Attack on Titan and Baby Driver were out in the summer. Guardians, which I sold out yesterday, was in the summer as well. Shade was a couple of months ago, but so instead of doing like a kind of a regular sort of drop of prints every sort of, when I get them in hand, at a certain point, I think it was kind of late summer when I got my APs through for Guardians and Baby Driver, I just sort of thought, well, I don't know how much work I'm going to do between now and Mondocon, and I don't want to rock up to Mondocon and have like 2 prints in my booth and a smile and just like, hey guys. So so at a certain point I just thought I'm just going to hang on to everything and just bring it all to Mondocon, and I think that means that people who are into my work haven't had an opportunity outside of like the usual Mondo drop chaos to get hold of a print. So
that was very smart, a very intentional, business motivated move.
Yeah, well, kind of. Also, I hate doing shipping because I'm slow and I always get panicked that I'm going to like crunch it when I roll it. So firstly, I need to get someone else to do my fulfillment for me. But also, I like doing events like this. I like being able to talk to people who buy the prints and like actually say thank you to them.
You told us a story yesterday that I love, and I've told it like to 4 other people after you told it. When you were getting ready to come here, you were getting all of your prints ready, and you went downstairs to get coffee. And when you went back upstairs, what happened?
Oh, my daughter had bent one of them in half. She just folded it in half, and she said, "Look, Daddy, I've made a book." Which is adorable. It cost me $100, but that's fine.
I love it.
If you want to send it to me, I'll take it.
It's already been kind of folded back a few times. It's it's for playing with.
It's her book now.
It's perfect. Yeah.
You know what? She likes it because it's colourful and exciting. And I did a quick FaceTime with her on Friday when I was setting up. It was her bedtime, and I was saying goodnight to her. And I was kind of standing here, and I had my phone there. And like over my shoulder, I had Lion King, and I had the D23 variant of it, which is the blue scope, which is the one that she's got in her room. And so I was talking to her, and she was kind of looking past me, and she was like, "That's my print." And I'm like, yes, you've got that one. She was like, "That one's nice too. Can I have that one in my room?" No, we're not having 2 copies of the same print in your bedroom. Well, I might swap it out when we get home.
We'll see.
I think it kind of blew her mind a little bit that like her art from her room was also here.
Somewhere else. That's great.
I don't think she realised there was more than one of it.
Is there any one piece that you've walked around and you've seen that you want to make sure you go home with from somebody else?
Oh yeah, Woodson's 2001, and I'm not going to go home with it because it's sold out. It's so good. I bought a whole bunch of original art this weekend.
That's awesome.
Drawing from Randy Ortiz, which is amazing. I bought one of Tegan's paintings, which are just the most beautiful
Like an original painting?
Yeah,
that's
great.
See it? Yeah, absolutely.
My awesome ball of stuff from Mondocon. So one of Becky's nice little Inktober's.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Yes, that's awesome.
This one of Randy's, which he posted online a few days ago.
That's great.
So gorgeous.
It's so soft.
I know. He seems to be leveling up with like everything he does at the moment. It's such an incredible drawing. And that one.
Wow.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
That's great.
I've wanted a painting of Tegan's for years.
That's so awesome.
Last year I was next to her, my booth was next to hers, and I managed to get a little drawing, and
that's great, man.
Couldn't quite justify the painting, but this year I thought, you know what?
You know what, Mondocon's been good to me. Now's a chance to
but also, we do kind of a trade. She took one of my prints, and so it's...
That's perfect. That's when friends can help friends is a great situation.
Yeah, when artists can help other artists. Yeah. Well, we all do, we all love each other's work, and, I've got some of those shade prints put by for Rory, because he wants one, and,
that's awesome, man.
I've got a big stack of prints that I need to send to Dan Danger, because he asked for them ages ago, and whenever I get an order from a friend, I'll write their name on the back of the print, and then just put it aside for shipping.
Sure.
So going through my print drawer, it's like, oh, this one's for Dan, this one's for Billy. In fact, Billy, you guys know Billy Garrett? Billy G, he's like the best dude. But he was the guy who first did the Lost in Translation commission for, the first one, the one that kind of, to be honest, put me on Mondo's radar. Because it was after I did that Mitch emailed me and said, do you want to do some work with us? Which led to Brick, which led to, this.
What we're seeing now,
all of this. But I've got about 10 prints for Billy that I really need to ship.
That's awesome.
And it's dreadful because I've seen him this weekend. I should have brought them with me. And now I'm going to have to go home.
Now you have to go and pay.
I've got to go home and now I've got to ship them to him. So,
Well, dude, thanks. We'll let you get back to it so you can make more money, but always a pleasure.
Love to see you guys. You guys around later on?
Oh, we are. We'll hang out later.
All right, we'll buy drinks later.
All right. See you, man.
Thank you.
we're standing here with John, and he is with HighDef Ninja, and they're putting together some great stuff. We'll show you their booth, probably in B-roll, because we're not standing at it right now. But John, you're here. What year Mondocon is this for you?
Well, I went the first year as a fan.
Okay.
And then we've actually had a booth for the last, for 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So what's been your, obviously the venue is different, but other than the venue, what's been the major shift that you've seen over the 4 years of doing this?
Oh man, besides the venue, it's kind of hard to say, bringing in more artists, so that I think panels are getting a little more deeper and stuff, like the game. Mondo's brought a lot more to the table, so
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. That and just fan experience, people being able to chat with the artists, they're real down to earth, so.
How long you been following Mondo? Have been a Mondo fan?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd say maybe a few years prior to number 1.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you're rocking like maybe 6 or 7 years.
My first gallery that I went to was, what was it, the Anson and Tom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to that one. That was my first gallery.
Back.
But, I went to my first gallery. I'm from Kansas. I'm originally from Houston, but so I went to my first gallery probably a couple years after already following Mondo.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how we've rolled that train, but it's been several years after you.
Right.
So, HighDef Ninja.
Yep.
What is it that you're bringing to the con?
This year or just
this year?
Okay, this year we have our Suspiria HighDef Ninja Black Label editions on display. We work with Synapse Films and that, so we got with 3 different artists, the Dark Inker, Quillface Studios, and Matt Ryan Tobin. And they have slipbox designed by them. They come with the challenge coins, comes with 3 screen printed art cards, and then the Suspiria steelbook that you would see from Synapse. And that right now is tentative to release at the end of November. But we have it on display currently already early. Even the steelbooks over there.
Are they pre-ordered?
Yeah, 2 of them are already sold out. Okay. So they may have a couple. There's one you can still buy the Quillface online right now at shop.highdefninja.com. And I think they might be able to take some in-person pre-orders for the Dark Inker version. And there might be a couple Matt Ryan Tobins left. Yeah, you have to talk to the guys over there.
Do you think challenge coins are like a new big thing in this space? Because I know what they are, because I used to live in a military town, and so I've seen them around. But I had heard nothing about them, and then I feel like within the last week, 5 different people have talked about them. I mean, is that?
Well, like I said earlier, I was chatting to you, it's like, we first created like a community coin for our site. We got forums, like about 23,000 members on there. We did like a HighDef Ninja coin. If you did certain tasks, you could win this coin, and we just mail them out like giveaway stuff.
Sure.
And it got really popular because guys in the media collecting world, they're always posting pictures of their hauls, what they went to Best Buy or ordered online. They throw that coin in there, and that kind of created like some jealousy among other people who didn't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's that exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. So it just kind of we ran with that, and when we first started doing these editions with like Synapse and like Tenebrae and Phenomena, we were able to get it. Included was coins decked out in like that for the artists actually. So we did that, and then it proved popular. And then since then we've done quite a few like community coins. And then this year we have, officially licensed Ace Ventura challenge coin over there as well. So whether it's a challenge coin or a collector's coin, and you can call it what you want. Oliver Barrett likes to call it a pog slammer, But hey, if you don't do them cheap and you do them good, then they're really nice in the hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of guys, they're small, and so they take up, a little small real estate. So you can put them on top of your media racks, and display them. So I don't know, it's proven pretty well. So
okay, so what's
just like pins, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what's the piece that you want to walk away with from the con that you've seen and you're like, I have to have it?
Well, is this live or is this airing some other time?
This is airing at a different time.
Okay, then I'll tell you, so you can't outbid me. But I am eyeing that stout metal variant over there.
Okay, so
because this is my time. I got a big van here. When we head back, so guys who are flying in, they can't get that. So who knows? I might be walking away with it.
So are you already put your bid in?
No, it ends at 4. I'm gonna go in there and snipe it. Man.
You're gonna snipe it. You're gonna. Wow. Okay, so you're gonna put it down and then you're just gonna box out.
Yeah, we're gonna see. So far, I see it's like I think it's undervalued right now. So,
okay, so do you have a max?
I'm a big Tyler Stout fan. Last year we had a Tyler Stout handbill that we actually offered.
Oh, okay.
That was us that put that out with him, and with the Avengers Steelbook, the Mondo by Steelbook.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean.
Man,
I'm a big Stout. I got Inglourious Bastards on my wall. You know what I mean?
We're on your side now,
Yeah,
so we'll hope to see you walking away with that.
Yeah,
well, it's been awesome chatting with you, and we'll see you later.
Check out the booth, man. Those guys will love it.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're here with Justin Erickson, part of the amazing duo at Phantom City Creative. I mean, you see their work, it's insanely good. We got the opportunity last night to play through the first time of the Thing game.
You like it?
Yep, Outpost, it's Outpost 31, right?
Yeah.
Dude, like, the artwork is insane. So you did all of the artwork for that, other than the cover of the special edition, like the Mondo edition.
The figurines were designed by USA Aqua.
Okay.
Yeah.
But any other piece that you hold in your hand,
Anything
that's you.
printed was mine. Yeah.
That's insane. So talk to us about that process for you. What it was like. Have you ever done any other games?
No.
Okay, so this is your first time.
So my first game ever. Hopefully not my last. It was a lot of fun to do. It was a huge project. But basically, what happened was I came on several months into the project where they had already established the basic rules and the white version, which is just like Axe card has picture of Axe and this text on it. So then I took all the necessities and designed around it to make it look inviting and good, and kind of like to drive home the idea that it's supposed to be very immersive, so make it look like it came from the base itself.
Absolutely.
You know, like have it feel like something that came from the early 80s, but still feel contemporary. Yeah. You know? So still look good.
So what is it about your style and your approach to your work that you think that drew Mondo to you for this particular project?
I try to be kind of versatile with my style. Like I kind of let the project dictate what the final looks like, because every style won't work for every project. So I like trying new things, experimenting, and really pushing myself artistically. And I love big projects because I love to I love posters obviously, but I love like final packaging, and I love the game thing because it gives you a chance to take your idea and really run with it. Like you can take like a cool idea and like how does this idea work on cards? How does this idea work on player cards?
Right.
All the accoutrements of the package, you can really like go nuts with all the concepts and how far can I take this before it breaks?
Absolutely. So what is it about the con this year that's different than any other? Because you've been here before. You're not new to this.
Yeah,
you're
we
a
missed
veteran
last
here.
year. Yeah, but we did the first 2 years.
What is it about this one that's different than any other ones you've been to?
It's bigger. So we missed last year. We got married.
Nice.
And
congratulations on that. Yeah.
And it's just in the years since it's gotten so much bigger. All the awesome artists are here. Plus, this new venue is amazing. Like, we're all in one big room together. There's definitely an energy to that.
Yeah.
Like I know last 2 years ago they broke up into 2 locations. It was so fun. Yeah. But something about being split up. Kind of,
it can almost create an A team and a B team, or an us and them, and absolutely.
Yeah, this year's totally great because everyone's together, and we all hang out together.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the one piece that if you've had a chance to walk around and you've seen that you, from anybody, whether it's from Mondo or from another artist or a friend or somebody completely new, that you just want to make sure you walk home with?
Anson's Rogue One.
Okay, were you able to get it?
Not yet, but I'm gonna like beg him, go hat in hand and like, can I have a print?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I signed the Phantasm prints on Thursday night, and I came up as he was finishing it, like signing the Rogue Ones. I'm like, oh my god, how do you do this?
On it.
Yeah.
If you can ruin one of them, then maybe he'll just give it to you.
To like not ruin a print,
That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us, and maybe we'll talk again in the future.
Awesome, pleasure.
We're here with John Vogel, and he's kind of cornering the convention floor, right? So you're right back here next to all the Mondo music and all the incredible, amazing kind of peripheral artwork. And then you are bringing like the goods when it comes to like vibrant colors, animals, all these different things. But talk to us a little bit about what your work is, and then what you bring to the con every time you come.
Well, I'm a commercial illustrator, so it's always kind of a little bit different. I'm always finding myself in a bunch of different projects. It definitely does have a nature theme. It's one of those things where it's almost kind of self-fulfilling after a little while. People see you do animals, so they ask you to do a lot more animals. But no, it's fun. This is my first time doing Mondocon, so I wasn't really sure what to expect or what to push, but it's been a super receptive audience. Everyone here they just make it the easiest show to participate in ever. So it's super nice.
This is your first con. Have you done other conventions under your own stuff, or do you?
A lot of stuff for concert posters. That's kind of how I broke into doing this, was just a lot of different concert posters. There's like flat stock, done that a number of times. But this is the first time doing anything like this, and the level of intensity of collectors is I mean, it's insane in a good way, but
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane.
It's unreal,
So, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like-
yeah, yeah. No, it's
And
nuts.
it's hard to describe. You kind of have to experience it.
Yeah, I kind of knew about it coming into it, but did not know it was going to be to this level until I was here.
It's a different breed.
It's
just,
nuts.
it's a different breed. So, talk to us. You've walked around the convention floor. You've seen all the amazing art.
Yep.
What's the piece or pieces that you cannot leave this convention floor without taking away?
Anything by Matthew Woodson, for sure.
all right.
I missed out on a Space Odyssey poster. It's impossible for me to see Mike Mitchell and not buy at least 3 or 4 things.
Okay.
And then the Gallo booth.
Okay.
Tegan White and Erica Williams.
They're killing it, right?
Their stuff is absolutely unreal. Yeah,
It's
I just
insane.
love it. So,
They're super fun and super chill. They're so nice to hang out with.
They're some of the nicest people here and among the most humble. And yeah, I just love knowing them and love their work.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
if this is your first time here, what would you tell somebody who's maybe thinking about coming out and being an exhibitor next year? What would the advice you'd give to them be?
Start working in advance as far as you possibly can. There's no way you'll get everything done you want to, but it's definitely worth putting in any extra effort you absolutely can. The people here are very appreciative of it, and yeah, I mean, people are looking for that sort of stuff, and it's worth putting in the extra hours.
There is a return on investment.
Exactly.
With that. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks so much for chatting with us. Hope the rest of the con goes just as well as the first part.
Thank you very much.
We're at the Mondocon floor. I guess technically we're in the lobby. Is this the lobby?
Near the bar.
Near the bar.
That's the best place
it's
to
the
be.
best place to be, honestly. There's a little bit of airflow coming right here. I wouldn't mind standing here for a long time.
Right.
But we're with Jane and we're with Luke, and they contributed pretty heavily into the fun game we got to play last night, The Thing Outpost 31, right? So
Infection at Outpost 31.
Infection at Outpost 31. See, so I'm still so new to this. I don't even know what it's called.
Sorry to correct you. Yeah.
But it's amazing.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us what Project Raygun is all about and how they participated in?
It's a subsidiary of USAopoly, and we partnered with Mondo to create the game. Our coworker and now Mondo employee, Joe Van Wettering, designed the game, and a bunch of us helped play test and everything like that, and then Mondo provided the art and the inspiration and sounding board to work back and forth from.
That's awesome. And so Mondo's portion of this is bringing the licensing and the art and all of that jazz, right?
Yeah.
So how do they play into this?
Yeah, so before I was at Mondo, I was also with Project Raygun, and we worked on working with Tim Weish, who is the VP of Business Development and Legal Affairs, as well as Jay Shaw, who is the brand director at the time and now senior creative director for the Alamo Draft House and Mondo. The 5 of us all kind of worked together to kind of create a pathway to not only make the game, but to get the license from Universal from a manufacturing standpoint, which is what USAopoly really managed and maintained. And then also the development of like all those parts and pieces to get the product that we have, which was released technically 2 weeks ago into retail and the exclusive here at Mondocon 2017.
And people have been really excited about it.
We have heard nothing but positive responses for it. The game is a hidden identity game where individuals are all trying to figure out who other people are at the table. The reason we really like that is the replayability of the game is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
The game is very different for the different groups of people that you have at the table, the different amounts of people that are at the table. So it's really solid and works really well, obviously, with the license. The thing being a 12-man, confined, who is the imitation type of scenario.
And you guys have been running play tests for the last 2 days with a bunch of people. How many people have you run through the play tests in the last 2 days?
I would say, I don't know, a solid 50, 60 people?
Yeah, and good responses. I saw it was getting lively
yes,
at many of the tables.
Lively,
it seemed like it was a lot of fun.
The reveal is fun.
My favorite thing was one of the panels was going on, the comic panel was going on in our game testing area is like right off
behind
the side of it.
curtain,
And there was a final scenario where everybody had like God
an invitation
moment,
made it on the
and
helicopter.
the entire panel, including the entire audience, just like kind of turned their head to the left. What was that?
Sorry,
I was like,
not
yes,
sorry.
That's a winning. If we can interrupt a panel, that's worth it.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but that may have also happened last night in the lobby of the hotel across the street.
I saw you.
Because so that was.
That's awesome.
Luke and I were the infected. Everyone
We were
knew that I was.
simulations.
Yeah, we were the.
And I got on the helicopter.
And he got there, there, and it was excellent teamwork. Even though we didn't know we were on the same team, it actually worked out really well. What's your favorite part of the game?
The end reveal.
The end reveal, okay.
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite.
I would have to say the art. I mean, the game is an amazing, solid game. But from our side, Justin Erickson, who did the art from Phantom City Creative, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's a really, really well done.
You guys knocked it out of the park. Hopefully there's more of a collaboration that happens in the future. It seems like a match made in heaven. Thanks for chatting with us.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Yep. We are with Becky Cloone, and gosh, I mean, your work, I mean, you can see it. It's amazing. It's incredible. We're on the con floor right now. You just got finished like 5 minutes ago, live drawing for Mondo Live, creating a poster with Jay Shaw and Alan Hines, and it was, I mean, it was exciting.
That's why I'm so sweaty right now.
That's why we're all so sweaty. It was an exciting moment.
It was great. Yeah, we were all perspiring.
So what is it like before you go out there? What's the kind of conversation you're having with the other guys in preparation for this live event where there's audience participation and you're going to be actually creating something in front of people?
Well, we talked a bit about, because we all have very different processes. So it was just figuring out, I'm not a concept person and they are. So it was kind of like, hey, well, let's decide on a movie. And then you come up with a concept and I'll kind of follow suit. And then you guys can take my illustrations and do what you do. Because it's a different, I mean, I would never have come up with this poster on my own.
Sure.
It's like just...
But so is there any anxiety that comes with that? Or do you just feel you are so in tune with drawing people and likeness? And
I hate drawing in front of people.
Okay, so there was a bit of nerve happening there.
Yeah, and I've been drinking for like 2 days straight, and I've got like anxiety fear from like being slightly hungover, so you're up there and there's the lights and you're just like, every line I'm drawing looks horrible, but it's okay.
And so lots of ideas were thrown out in terms of right away it was like, hey, we want to do a fun horror movie. That was the genre that we were given as an audience.
Well, we talked about that beforehand.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't want to do anything that has to do with likenesses because that's not one of my strong. I don't do likenesses really.
Right.
And something that has a lot of cool visual imagery to like chew on. So we decided like a horror movie or something kind of psychedelic, where it was like just some fun stuff to draw.
And it totally fits your style, totally fits your vibe. And we came up with Beetlejuice. So when we landed on Beetlejuice, excitement level, 1 to 10, where were you at on that?
I would say, 1 to 2. I would say a 2.
Okay.
So it's a big. I was very excited. I don't know if I was like a 10 excited.
Okay, all right. So
like,
10, yeah, I get that. So
you know what I mean, black and white. I was like definitely like, I was excited. So Suspiria was the other one that was thrown out, and I would thought that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But it's also a very different poster. It's a very different movie.
Totally different idea, right?
And a different fan base too. It's way more niche. I think Beetlejuice, it's like Wino Forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loves Winona Ryder. I had to draw Lydia, of course.
That's exactly, especially with this kind of imagery. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get the drawing that kind of was the premise for the whole poster, and it's a really cool concept, really cool idea. And the cool thing with this one, as opposed to years past, is they're really gonna make this thing try to happen.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do it for next year. Get the rights and.
So it all starts here, and then maybe a year from now, we're going to see a really cool, incredible poster that's a collaboration between the three of you.
Yeah.
And man, we can't wait. So hopefully we have a few hours left of the con. Hopefully you can survive it, and then get some downtime. But have you had a great experience so far?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's great. I love that everyone's in one building now too.
Yeah.
They got a new venue, and it's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's a little muggy, but.
It's okay. If everybody's sweating together, then it's like no one's sweating.
Exactly.
Everybody. There's always a level of stank that's okay.
At least the posters aren't curling, right?
That's true. That would be a problem. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and you're incredible.
Thank you. You too.
That was it. I mean, everybody had great things to say. You heard it here, and you saw some amazing art, and you saw some amazing people. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you come next year. I mean, this event sold out. Next year, I think they expect it to be even bigger, even better. And so when tickets go on sale, get them and come on out, hang out. And
if you're an artist, there are booth spots.
Yeah,
if you want to come out and exhibit, you just contact Mondo. I'm sure there's forms and stuff to fill out, and that costs money, obviously, but
you'll be rubbing elbows with people like Aaron Draplin, Matt Taylor, Kevin Tong. I mean, you're going to be hanging out with Drew Struzan.
Craig Drake.
Ever heard of him? Like, you're going to be rubbing shoulders and elbows with the the top of the top.
I think I got in Martin's way.
Yeah,
you did. You did get in Martin's way.
It was a moment.
Now, to be fair, and I don't mean this bad, I think you got in a lot of people's way this weekend.
Large.
Yeah.
That's fine.
okay.
But
rubbing elbows.
Yeah, rubbing elbows.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
We're going to call this one done. You can find this on YouTube. Subscribe, like this video, share it, especially with people who want to know about Mondocon and see what it's all about. Leave a comment in the section below, and we'll get back to it if you have any questions. There's tons of stuff that we could answer from this weekend, so let us know. Drop us a line there. If you're listening to this on iTunes, make sure you subscribe on there. Give it a share and rate and review. That helps us out a ton. Doesn't cost any money. It's super helpful to us. So if you could do that, that would be super great. Find us on all the social media. Just search M of One Podcast on every different channel. You'll find us. Google it. It's fine. mofonepodcast.com, where you can find show notes and links, and then an entirely too long archive of artists who are way too talented to talk to us.
True.
Lots of the people that you see that you just saw are going to be in that archive. Some of them are upcoming that we're going to be chatting with on the show. So really what we're saying is connect with us. Yep. We will connect back with you. We just want to be part of the community. Speaking of the community, Patrick.
Hey. M1podcast.com/Slack.
There he is.
Slack.
There is that it? Yeah. So we have 270 creatives, something like that do life together, that share what they're working on.
We met people from Slack. Were there?
Yeah.
Dave's Creative. Not Cool Co.
Yep.
I mean,
Art by Colin.
Art by Colin.
So many, and they're super talented.
Yeah.
And, every time we get a chance to go out in the world, and we've done it a lot in these last few weeks, we're blown away by the people who come out and support us and support the show and support the community. And so that's what it's all about. So become one of those people. We're not... don't be shy. We're not gonna bite. It's a good time, and I think for now we're gonna say farewell.
Yeah, Firewell.
It's Firewell. You'll edit this out, right?
Nope.
Great. We're out of here. I'm Andrew.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Luke.
Peace out.
Farewell.
Hold on to your butts.